David Mell joins us now, and he's got a book out called Experiment Thrae. David, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Well, it's a deep pleasure for me to be on your show. Thank you.
So let's talk about the road to writing this book. How'd this come about?
Well, the book itself is a accumulation of knowledge that has existed over 50 years. It took me 50 years to write this book. And basically, it all culminated into its present form as a means of teaching people different elements of science. Today, we don't have heroes. There are some heroes in fiction, which is what this book basically is, science fiction, but people do not identify, and they don't receive enough background information about different sciences. So I attempted to create, and was successful in creating, a book that included every aspect of science that one can think of. And by this, I'm hoping that the reader can actually pick elements of this book, different science fields, understand it a little bit better, and make better choices for the future for themselves.
Wow, so compiling it for 50 years, was there had to be things that even you learned that maybe kind of blew your mind. Did you find that?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Basically, life is a continually learning thing. I compare myself and others to basically existing for knowledge. I mean, if we don't realize, like for driving purposes, if a yellow light is flashing that we can proceed with caution, or a red light we must stop, then obviously we're going to have a wreck. And without learning, there's going to be a lot of wrecks.
Yeah, boy, I agree. It is lifelong learning, but specifically when we're talking about the sciences. So give us something that's in the book. Like we're not going to give away everything. This is 50 years worth of work, and you can get Experiment Thrae on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. But tell us some things that are in the book that we'll learn.
Okay. Well, it's got so many different factors that I deliberately put in there without confusion to cause a person to understand and to entice people to learn and understand and enjoy. One of the things that's in there is artificial intelligence. And in today's world, people are just scared to death of artificial intelligence that it's going to take over and humankind is going to disappear. Well, the element is, as we develop artificial intelligence and it perfects an ability, it's also going to develop emotions. And by that, a entity called Cytron-1 is a supercomputer with artificial intelligence, and it has emotions that actually grow, and eventually it becomes totalitarian in wanting to control all of humanity. So for that reason, it basically says, I'm going to create a new planet because of overpopulation on the planet Earth and other planets that we have, a lunar base and things of this nature. So they reanimate a person called Dr. Thrae, which is obviously part of the title of the book. And Dr. Thrae existed many, many years ago and was put into a suspension device and reanimated because knowledge that was essential for the creation of an artificial planet was not present due to an action called a Third World War and society destroying knowledge similar to what we see today and just erasing history. So Dr. Thrae was given the responsibility of finding a new planet and basically terraforming it, creating a new Earth. But because it existed in a different area of space, it underwent new laws of physics, which we didn't understand at the time. And we have new plants which existed millions of years ago, now existing and coexisting with modern plants, animals like dinosaurs running around. There's an element introduced involving how time changes and how we can actually pull the past from it. There's genetics where they can actually change the genetics of a seed, and the plant itself will adapt to the soil and change the soil around it. Even humans are affected by this. And without going too much and giving away too much, human beings do exist on planet Thrae, but it's a shock as to find out how they exist. Ultimately, a war takes place, and anything that happens in war, there's knowledge to be learned. Unfortunately, there's a lot of tragedy. And planet Thrae exists due to a natural event that is artificially created.
Wow. Great sci-fi book. So tell us what you hope people take away from Experiment Thrae, reading the book.
Well, I'm hoping that people will understand that there are many elements of science. I was a teacher for 16 years, in the Navy for 20, honorably discharged, and I realized that people just do not grasp all the elements of life. I mean, as a child, I wanted to be a laboratory technician, and I became a laboratory technician, but I was completely unaware that there were other jobs available to me. So with this book, as they read it, they're going to be exposed to other sciences, and they're going to have the ability to develop reasoning and deduction, which is in short supply in many people today. And they're going to see exactly how to do this without actually being aware that they're learning. The book itself contains villains and heroes, and at the same time, it's those villains and heroes that makes the future. So in a way, I look upon my book as a future science event, because today's science fiction is tomorrow's reality.
Ooh, I like that. That's the hashtag for this whole thing. I love it. David Mell, you are a delight. Thank you for coming on the show, and good luck with everything.
Thank you, ma'am. You take care, and God bless you and all the other people. Please be safe, be healthy, and I will keep everyone in my heart and in my prayers.
Thank you.